Right, this is the Orinoco Economic Development Meeting agenda. So we'll do a call to order.
Roll call. So Ryland maybe here in a minute. Jamie, absent. I did hear from her. Daniel's here. Adam? Here. Jan? Here. Kathy? And Carl? Here. Myself, Jason.
So we will take a look at the agenda and adopt the agenda. Motion to adopt it.
So. They got a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Looking at the meetings, minutes from the 28th of October.
And the second month, I spelled Jan's last name wrong twice. So hopefully by the next time I will get it correct. Sorry, Jan.
It's all wrong in tonight's and everywhere, so I will get my name.
Big name.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes as amended.
Second.
All those in favor of adopting the minutes? Signal, please by saying aye.
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 No public hearings tonight, right?
Nope.
And then you want to start on old business?
Yeah, we'll talk about the branding project. So as you're very well familiar, the branding project's getting near the final product. Tulip Tree issued the final two brands that are possibilities. Voting for these brands, and I'll show you a picture, and it's in your packet as well. We'll run from the 1st to the 31st of December, so what we plan to do is run out, roll it out in January with the brand for Orinoco. Webpage on the city website with two possibilities to vote for. Flyer will be created. So if you notice the last page of your packet, there is, I just got this today from, from Tulip Tree, kind of lays out what it is they're going to do. This is, if you have a business where, or a spot where this would work, send me an email. It's the 11x17 poster. I'm gonna take these around Orinoco today or this will be tomorrow and Wednesday and put them in certain spots. We'll have one here. It's got information on how to vote. Let's see here. So Melissa will create next version. They'll use a Survey Monkey, which is a way to vote online. There are ways to vote here for people who don't want to vote online. I'm actually get a ballot here at the City Hall. All those instructions are on this poster as well as the website. So, yeah, go ahead. So Melissa will be creating a web page on the city website. The flyer was, you can see, was designed here. It's on 11x17 paper, will be around town. I'll take those around so people can vote. There are physical voting slips. You can come here to the city hall and vote. Social media graphics will be put out. Basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna flood Orinoco with ways to vote. And as you can see, one of the big questions is gonna be is color. So as they've listed on the poster here, it says the logos are shown in black and white so the community can focus on the design itself. Color will be added later once a final logo is selected. So we're getting towards the end of the brand. You can see the final will be given at the end of the year.
Looks like the QR code might need a little tweaking.
I don't think it goes live until December 1st.
Got it. I'm curious, silly question, but do you need to, is there the filter question in there? Do you need to be a citizen to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like on Spider Monkey too, they know how to.
Like a resident of Orinoco?
Yeah, sorry, resident of Orinoco. Cause I'm curious if you've talked to two sisters and put it up there and you get a bunch of traffic that are not
Right.
Orinoco residents.
Are you doing a citizen or property owners?
This is my,
Jeez.
this is my survey run, I don't have.
Citizen or property owner.
Yeah, that's good.
I own property, I
Sure.
don't live, but I own.
Yeah, you're not a resident.
Huh?
You don't get to vote if you're not a resident.
I'm a property owner, I pay the taxes every year, trust me.
That's a good question.
Taxes.
Yeah, do you pay taxes?
I'll be sure to let her.
I paid my fair share,
Yeah.
more than my fair share.
You mentioned maybe being able to put something up on your sign, that you had a digital sign that you'd be willing to.
I can go up to Thompson to do that. My point is that I only do one side, so I'll probably be coming into town because it takes 30 amps of power. And so he's only got one side that trailer, but the RV that's got 30 amps, so I can light one side so I can put it.
Yeah.
So it's facing the people coming to town versus going out of town.
Yeah, we're not gonna put it on his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
If you want, I'm happy to do that.
no, I know, we have plenty of ways to get it out there,
Great,
so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, well, anyway.
Thoughtful though.
So citizen or project, any questions, what is questions you guys come up with?
So if you vote on this, so if you vote here, there, how do they keep track of everyone vote? That you're not voting 5 times?
Well, I was gonna ask that question too, is if there's a lot of different ways to vote, what keeps me from stuffing the ballot?
Yeah.
Cause I'm real passionate about option one, so I'm gonna vote 4 different times through 5 different
Yeah.
avenues. And
No, I
I voted
think-
20 times.
I think if you wanted to log in and create 10 different,
Emails and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's possible you could vote, I'm not sure yet, so.
I'm not too worried about it.
But that was asked when we had our meeting, and she was pretty confident, it's just,
Or if it's like a login or if it tracks your VPN.
yeah.
You vote, that will allow you to vote multiple times.
But I'll ask her that, because like I said, it doesn't go live till the first, so we can.
Sure. Yeah, and I would gather you'd get a lot more traction with putting the link in the Facebook page than.
Yeah. I don't think that'd be a big one.
Yeah, and they will, they'll,
Yep.
they'll put that stuff in there.
Yeah, Mel's already kind of got a spot on the city webpage, pretty set up, ready to go, so.
Okay, man. Yeah, but that's all I got for, the logo.
Not you need color in that thing, but.
If you want, if somebody, would like, I can send the this, on, to, put in the business of, stop this footage. Yeah,
Right, so next on new business is reviewing terms of Carl. So was that, what do we need to do with that? Carl's is like his term,
yeah.
With the.
Carl has been accepted on the EDA by the city council. Congratulations, Carl.
Thank you.
A big step for any person.
Mm-hmm.
So his term starts in 2025, and this term will run to 2027, as you can see. You can see your own current end of term. Adam's term comes to an end, it looks like, on the 31st. Were you aware of that, Adam?
Yeah, I thought it was coming up soon. Where is this at? Oh, here.
Yeah, so it's got the review of
Got
terms.
it, got it, yep.
So we can cover that in December if we want, if you want to run for reelection, or if you're
Yeah.
done.
I think
whatever it is.
I think I'm inclined to take a break, just for a number of reasons, but, so I have a
Okay.
feeling that.
So if you think, well, let me know for sure at the next meeting. Sure.
Yep, yep.
That would open up
Yeah.
that spot, and then I think everybody else is here for at least another year. Okay,
So how does one, market slots to fill?
How did you find this spot?
Ryland calling.
Ryland called me.
You were out?
Yep.
We posted on
It's what's on the board.
Facebook, or,
Yeah.
If people really want to interested in the meetings or whatever comes up,
they're tough to fill,
you gotta ask someone
that
to
want.
pick something to come, most of the time they won't show up anyway, because they say.
If you can bring it.
Your friends.
Welcome, Carl. We're thankful you have a list.
So.
When you're on, you can't get off either.
That's right. You speak English.
All right, what is, okay, so new business, move River Park to EDA.
So this is something to consider as an EDA. In Zimbrota, the EDA manages a couple of open lots. So what that would be, it would take, if there's inquiries about the lots of any way, or if, developers come in and say, hey, we're interested in this lot, they would come to us, the EDA, and we would take the information and come up with a kind of an answer for them. Yeah, we want to sell you this lot for this, we want to sell you, or we want to split it up. The final decision would obviously be made by the city council. But like, as an example, this River Park development, we could take that, so if, Majestic Homes came back and said, okay, we wanna buy this for X amount of money. You bring it in the EDA and you guys have real estate information, right, expertise. And then we could take it to the city council and say, we believe this is a good idea to sell this, or we don't believe it's a good idea to sell this. So it kind of takes a step away from city administration, it comes right to the EDA. So this lot would be listed, I'm trying my hardest to get an open lot map of Orinoco. And we could list lot, for development. So, and that would fit under economic development, obviously. And if they make an offer that you don't want, then the EDA says, I don't think that's a good idea, then you can still take it to city council. City council can obviously override the EDA if they think we should do that. So what I'm kind of looking at, with the development within Orinoco is going to continue. And I've been a part of meetings with fire safety out of Rochester wanting to buy that lot across from Casey's. When I'm in meetings with Jason, and it's just, it just helps the city, I think. It helps us as an EDA with some pretty important information. So what I'm not proposing, but if this is the way that we want to go as an EDA, Jason was fine with it, and we can bring it to the city council in the future and be like, hey, this lot, we can start with this lot, is gonna be, we're not gonna market it, we don't market land or anything, but when the information comes in, we'll come to the EDA and we'll.
So I guess I think that would be a really, it's an interesting proposal, but my concern is, would it slow the process down?
Well, it might, yeah. Cause if you sell it, let's hypothetically say that we wanna sell that land, then have to go to a public hearing. We could have the public hearing in the EDA meeting. And then everybody, whoever comes here, and then send that information to city council, then they wouldn't have to have a public hearing.
So would it be more appropriate here, P and Z, zoning administrator with the city, like, I see the benefit of it coming here.
And like planning and zoning,
Yeah,
that would be for the sale of the land.
yeah,
And let's say they wanna put 8 lots on this land. That's what we're selling it for, is for them to put 8 lots. Then they'd have to go to planning and zoning for, permits for the buildings they wanna put in the lots, the size of the lots and everything like that.
Yeah, so if you got any, so it'd be kind of I don't know that it would slow the process, but like you said, starts here and this group gives the direction for the developer where they would need to go, whether it goes to city council, whether it needs to go to P and Z to work with them for the next step, such as, oh, you've gotta resize these lots, they've gotta fit in with this or this, and kind of be that body to help guide it.
sure.
So,
I think that we have a unique experience here that could help with something like that. I would request that anytime we had something like that you would attend as the zoning administrator.
Yeah.
You'd attend the EDA, that specific one. So
and that'd still be a very active part of it, but this does take a little bit more off me and puts it into, gives you guys something to do here and,
Right.
and this is a very active group, so it's nice to, be able to say, hey, let's use our EDA, let's do some stuff. And,
Sure.
you do see a lot of communities in the area that utilize their EDA a lot more than we have. And I think it'd be very beneficial for us to do this.
We're just looking at it as another set of skills to look at this and say, hey, we could recommend this or we don't.
Yeah.
One of those two things, right?
Instead of just me coming to council and going, hey, I think this is a good idea, here's why. Well, no, we have a governing body of citizens who have looked over this and used their combined expertise and said, yes, this is a good idea and here's why.
Would we need any kind of zoning support from Stantec or Joe here for any of that initial discussion, or?
Yeah, we would, Joe's the engineer, right?
Joe's the engineer, but we would then,
So-
like, the zoning portion is handled by a different person usually,
I think-
but.
I think we could deal with zoning, like, for example, if this lot, they came and said, we wanna put a. I wanna put industry on that lot, we're like, no, it doesn't fit that,
Sure,
so it would stop here. And then they come back and say, well, we wanna build houses on this.
sure.
They'd have to come back with a site plan,
Mhm.
done by an engineer, tell us, say, okay, there's 8 houses and then go this, where the, drain water goes and all that stuff.
Yeah, but at that point, that would move to planning and zoning, Kurt.
Yeah. And industrial, sorry.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Hey, no worries.
So I guess when you said slowing down,
You plan on being here
we
tomorrow?
meet at the end of the month.
We plan on being here
Our
tomorrow,
city council meets,
the Tuesday.
so if they come at the end of the month and brought it to us, it actually could speed the process up, because if it goes through here, then you have planning and zoning would meet. The planning and zoning and city council meet before us.
Yeah, and realistically, there's only, if you're looking at calendar wise, there's only a week window. You know, we have to have our schedule a week before council out anyways. And then so there's a week between EDA and that, when we have to have the
Mhm.
agenda finalized. So that's only a week window where there could be a little bit of slowdown, but
So I guess would it need to come to us? And then if we were to recommend approval of something, would that then need to go to P and Z for anything before council? Like, cause that's,
it depends on the circumstances, but we're
Okay.
gonna help guide it that way anyways.
okay,
It's kind of what we already do now, but
Sure.
it's taking more. It's providing EDA with more of a role to step up and do. In the past,
Okay.
EDA has just kind of been in the back burner, hasn't been a part of stuff. What I've been trying to do is, we have somebody come in who's interested in building or maybe wanting to move into town with something. My first thing is, okay, I'm gonna sit down, we're gonna meet with Kurt, we're gonna meet with Evan, Joe, and we're gonna do like a Teams meeting, and we're gonna discuss this stuff and see kind of where they're at in their process, what's going on, and then what do we need to do from there? Is it gonna be an EDA thing where it's gonna need to come here, or are they already past that portion and okay, Kurt will give his experience and expertise and some guidance, but really this is the planning and zoning, as their next step. But
Okay.
it's to be able to have that first step of EDA and to work as EDA to help bring these businesses in, to guide them toward, especially as we start to have more defined areas of, if we get the Gold Rush crossings,
Sure.
working with them to get these projects brought in, it's gonna be that first stepping stone, working with, we're doing on the west side there, like you said, with fire safety. Okay, well, meet with EDA, what were the options that we could do, TIF, all that other stuff. We've got all that information, then end up presenting that to council, going that route.
So would that be the goal then moving forward, would be to move any kind of city-owned lots that we would be looking to sell, that this would be the first stepping stone for that, or is this specific property a unique
I think we would.
situation,
City lots,
city lots?
yeah, like, for example, Marty gave a presentation of People's Co-op,
Yep,
like, we wouldn't, because that's their land.
right,
But if it's an open lot that the city of Orinoco owns, they would come to us, yeah. And then it'd give us an idea, like, it'd say, all right, I'm gonna put 8 houses here, all right. And if you're serious about it, then you'd have it drawn up and have an engineering plan drawn up. Have it laid out and everything, and it looks good to us, we'll, as the EDAs, we'll accept it or decline it. Then it would go to planning for.
okay.
Sure.
And then, as the EDA, would we also be able to recommend that the city develop that property on their own? And like do the plan MLS and sell the lots individually, or, like where does the EDA draw the line on that?
Well, I think, yeah, the EDA could, you could do that.
Okay.
Cause that's what, we have a couple, like I said, we have a couple in Zimbrota, a couple of lots, they're industrial. But if EDA thought we could divide those lots up and sell them, instead of selling one lot, we sell 2 lots.
And then does that fit into our budget? Like, I would imagine if we were to try to make that decision, we would need some sort of budget for engineering support, right?
Well, I believe they pay, if we wanted to do that,
Right.
yeah, yes, we would have to pay for that.
That would have to go to council and
Yeah, we'd have to
get
go to
approved,
council.
so I guess it wouldn't matter if it.
Identify the upfront expenses.
Right,
Right,
right.
yeah.
So I think that would be something that if we were ever to recommend selling something or developing something, that we would want to have those
Yeah,
expenses up front, and a lot of times those upfront expenses cost money to get Stantec involved, to get those quotes and stuff.
sure.
Just trying to think of,
Yeah, it's gotta be quite a bit more
So-
profitable to versus just selling a whole bundle.
Right.
If we're gonna do it ourselves, it would need to look like it would make a lot of financial sense to do so.
correct, yeah.
Apologize for being late. I had EDA on my calendar and that's
You made it.
6:30. So, we talked about this last month too.
Mhm.
About, and I apologize for repeating if you talked about this, but at our last meeting, we talked about the potential, I guess, for EDA, if we wanted to look at it, to go out for a RFP for a developer that would look at taking over that 8 block or whatever the area is, or if we would sell it individually by the city. So is that still a possibility to go out with an RFQ or RFP to put it up for a developer to see what kind of response we get?
Yeah, so the discussion right now is making a motion to council that EDA would be the first step. It would almost cut out city staff from that decision-making process. That if a developer were to come in and say, hey, I want to buy this or this other city lot over
Mhm.
here, that it would get directed to Kurt, and then it would come to us
Okay,
to
with our
make
Realtor experience, that would help
sense.
proposal together to go out and
And so we're just discussing kind of, is this the unique property, or do we need to start planning for budgetary purposes if we're gonna be looking at other lots as well that would come to EDA? And would that come out of our budget? Would that come out of council budget?
So-
So if we were to
Okay.
recommend that we develop this,
Mhm.
whose budget does that engineering cost come out of
Well, the engineering,
to justify that it would make financial sense for the city to move forward on their own?
so
But that's only
using
on
Kurt's
lots,
experience, would we, what?
that's
type of
only on lots that
engineering?
we would choose to
Develop ourselves.
ourselves.
Correct.
So like, for example, if somebody comes and wants to do a lot, they would pay the engineering expenses, so it wouldn't cost us as a city, you know? So that's kind of the way I look at it right now. In the initial stages, is just getting a list, a map of open lots like this, city owns. And we can kind of look at it like, okay, so if I get contacted of a developer looking for lots, I can say, well, the EDA has this lot, this lot, this lot. Take a look at these, you know, and then from that point on, they would speak to us about possibility of purchasing a lot, what they want to do with a lot, because it has to follow the, you know, the ordinances, the codes of the city. And then it would move on after it was purchased. Yeah,
I think it's just important to have, make sure we have a clear story going to council
Mhm.
of what we wanna have them approve doing us, or have us approving.
Yeah, so whether it's this lot specifically and individually, or if we wanna try and propose all city lots.
Right.
Would be,
and it gives us as a city as well, get an idea of who's looking at purchasing open lots. And on it, I don't know.
so the benefit there would be that then you would have a bank of lots that would be city owned. And if somebody came in, like you were saying, you can say, well, the city owns all of these, and these 50% meet your needs. Do any of these actually?
Yeah, and these are zoned for what you're looking for.
Right.
Kind of plans it out for future, you know, for future use in the city. But yeah, as an EDA, if it's something you were looking at doing as an EDA, it's just, you know, we would have an idea, and if it's something you're not interested in doing as an EDA, that's fine as well. But I can, yeah, from this point on, I spoke to Jason about it, and because that's what we kind of talked about last meeting, is talking to Jason about it.
Mhm.
He was fine with it. So if it's something you want to move forward with, I can start moving forward and making, if it's something you don't want to move forward with, I understand that as well.
So would you come to council meeting with that proposal then? As
I
opposed to
would.
Daniel or I bring it up?
I could, yeah, I
It'd
could.
be better to have you and share your experiences of marketing city-owned property and you've done in the past.
Well, marketing, we always put it on this website.
That's
So these lots are open, you know? But yeah, it's just a step, you know, in the process. And I would say I'm an expert on, from what I've done in Zumbrota, it's just, we've always had those lots, there's always been EDA lots and we move from there.
So the overall, this cost will be brought up, at council, I would almost guarantee, but actually, the only cost difference would be staff time. Is that about right? So staff would be saving time, so we would be saving a cost to move it here is the first step, or, I mean, is that,
Yeah,
are we talking like a zero cost, or are we talking like staff time is gonna be the benefit?
I would say at this point, I don't want to say zero cost, but it gets nervous, but I don't know what cost it would be for the EDA at this point to do this unless we develop
Right.
the lots ourselves.
Okay,
So do you think we're gonna propose X number of square feet and have the developer come back with their proposal, how they would develop it?
Yeah, that's if they're
So
interested.
that's, I don't see any engineering requirement to put into a development.
No, that's only if the
Proposal.
city chose
so
to.
we could also go that route, so I guess the motion would be to move city-owned lots to have the EDA be the first step
Yeah, yeah.
in evaluating worthy candidates, and I don't know how to phrase it.
It'd be the first to see. It's not that the EDA owns the lot, the EDA, I guess, could oversee the lot. That's a good point, how would you say?
You're a responsible representative for the city and the lots, basically. You know,
So my question is because you're only on limited staffing per week or per month,
Yeah,
if that took place, someone could call you at any time and say, are those lots open, or is it only the days that you would be here in the office? That's what would be my question, is that EDA would only be representing the time that he's on the clock here, or is it if they called you anytime and you said, well, I'll meet with you on
yeah.
the day that I'm there, that I can talk to you about, or I can't, because I'm not on the clock, I can't.
If it's after 4 or on the weekends.
No, I understand that,
But
but
if
I'm
it's during the day, the weekday, I'd take the calls, emails, and if I.
even if you're not working here
Right.
that was my question, that's all.
Yeah.
And you've answered it then, so that you would be on the clock, not on the clock, but you would be able to address your questions.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be a problem.
Okay,
That's good.
okay.
Cause if I'm here 2 hours on a day I wasn't scheduled to be here, that's all right, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll work.
So that could be a direction that we would move as well, so we could recommend to sell it, we could recommend to develop it, we could recommend to send out a RFP to developers to bring back ideas, so those would all three be. I think that's what we're talking about
Yep.
here, is that those would be the things that we would be able to.
So the meeting that you had with
Majestic.
whatever the realtor was. One
Todd,
meeting you
Todd
had.
Whiting.
What's that?
Todd?
Yeah.
Yes, Todd. Did Joe prepare anything for that?
Yeah, I don't think he formally prepared anything, but he had all the information on the lot. What they would need to know as builders, so he knew that. Okay, hypothetically, they wanna build houses here, what do they need to do?
Was that,
So we could glean some of that information off of what. As
Yeah.
far as what we.
And I brought that information to the meeting, spoke about it.
Just to minimize cost.
yeah, I think we talked last meeting about a next step being asking Majestic, what is the offer? Or is he looking to us for this is what you're asking for the land, or is he gonna make an offer on the land?
Either one.
I mean, because if if Majestic Homes buys the lot and subdivides it themselves, which they have a lot of experience with, that makes our lives easier, assuming that the number still, is satisfactory and a lot less,
Right.
we don't have to put forth a lot of time on the front end just to turn around and sell it to the one guy that already showed interest.
Yeah, so it's basically you, EDA with your expertise in the city of Orinoco. If you look at it right away and think, that's not a good idea, then you tell the city council that, you know? So. If it's something you're interested in, doing, I can start making just some lists. Like right now, just lists of lots in town and have an idea.
So what do you think we should? In the proposal, we're looking at lots. Comparable to the existing homes around it, so we don't get ourselves into 8 homes along there, but we wanna. Make sure they are comparable to what's across the street
I
too.
gotta follow the city plan and.
Yeah, the covenants, and I think we talked about
Covenants.
that this new subdivision inside of River Park would, somebody said, I think we said would not technically have adopted the River Park covenants because it would be its own subdivision, so we just want to make sure that the new subdivision aligns with the existing subdivision.
Absolutely. And you'd have the ability to do that as EDA,
Or have that law adopt the covenants or park officially
Prior to any sale.
prior to any sale.
Right.
If you go with the developer, you just put that in the development agreement. So there could be some.
Yeah.
Lawyer fees, for pulling together and develop. We have a template, of course, but it's,
There's still an architectural review committee in our neighborhood.
city staff. It's
I
like
would-
viewer of the, between Mike, Joe and
Yeah.
Jason.
I would say that, that would probably be the way that we want to pursue that, is if we could just have that drain field have adopted the covenants, since it serviced the 80 whatever homes that are there. I think there's pretty good argument that it's
so you could do that as
part of the
Yeah.
neighborhood
EDA
and
could say-
should remain.
recommend they adopt the covenants to the city council.
Yeah.
You'd wanna do that almost as part of a sale. You wouldn't wanna wait till a development agreement, cause that's so far into the process where that's something.
It is, it's just better.
Right.
No, I'm saying do it regardless of the sale or anything.
Well, yeah, but like as it goes in as part of the sale, make sure it's in there and then you can remind in the DA, but don't just wait till the DA, cause if you spring that on a developer in the development agreement, we're already how many steps into the process? And that could, I don't know what the covenants are for that. That could screw up what they had in their mind and cause more problems.
Covenant itself doesn't talk about size of lots.
Doesn't it? Pretty
I
sure it
don't think
does.
so. I can,
Some of them
But I-
have.
cause that was just written into, that's what he sold was. a
The size
certain
of homes and,
square footage, yeah.
setbacks,
Square footage if it's
the
due.
square footage of the,
Square footage.
think
floor
every lot-
space, Yeah.
Every lot in our neighborhood now is between 0.75 and 1.5 acres. Does that sound right?
That's how it was planned.
So pretty close
The
to
other thing
that.
I'm gonna get into though is, I don't know that as a city side of things, we can enforce the covenants of a development area. And we had this issue when one of the HOAs called me about and trying to enforce the covenants on somebody who was building a garage that didn't fit. And I told them, as long as they're following city's code, I can't enforce your guys' development covenants. That's my area. And so we have to be careful as a city entity here. I don't know that I'm thinking about, I don't know how well we can actually enforce covenants on something. If a developer meets the specifications of the city code, they would create their own covenants in their building, of the development. So that's an area I don't know.
that's why I'm saying to adopt that it never left River Park. That it has always been and always will be part of River Park, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And if the city owns the land, I would think they could do.
I would imagine, so maybe we needed to look at the gray area on that, but that's what I'm saying is the drain field. And I mean, if we have to say all drain fields that service, that are encompassed by a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Are part of the neighborhood and holding to the standards of the neighborhood.
I would
including
suspect that
covenants.
anybody that's bringing, the only reason you want to develop that is so you can make money, and the only reason you want to do that is, I feel like it's just practical here. In this case, somebody's not gonna want to come and put a conical in there or do something that's gonna disturb the neighborhood. They're gonna want to build similar houses to the ones that are around them if they can get the lots cheap enough to make a few dollars in the process.
This is Byron. This neighborhood's a lot like ours.
Sure. Well.
That's 7 row homes with a lot next to it for 7 more.
Yeah, I think I know where that's at.
It appears to me that on the city-owned property, you know, when I said necessary people all talk about, it appears to me that it would probably behoove the city so that it stays all the same, that the city would develop the property and put the covenant on to say that the houses are gonna be this, or the council puts in there on the property, to sell it, it's gotta be these standards. And let everybody know that right up front, whoever wants to buy the property knows up front, there are no hidden agendas, there's nothing there that says that the covenant or whatever is going to be on this property is my understanding over there on the other side by REA. You know, those over the people would not sell their property to anybody else unless it met a certain criteria to do that. So that's already been done across the highway to do that. So in this thing right here, as I hear everybody would like to have homes built in that whole area the same to match what's there, is that you put that right up front. And you make that.
Yep.
The city council, whatever, it's your property, you say that this is what it's gonna be, whoever buys it. And they know coming into it, there are no surprises. That way all the neighborhood is happy with it. The city's happy, anyone coming in to develop it knows exactly what they need to build. And there are no, otherwise, it's very uncomplicated. Otherwise, as you said, you could get up across the street, like, People's Cooperative wanted, they got build a set of row homes in there. And in Byron, I see those over there. I mean, I don't know how they get around. And if you drive on East Circle Drive over by the college, in that little spot, by the DNR, just before the DNR wildlife area, they just put in a set of row of houses for $275,000. And their staircase is 30 inches wide, and it's 3 levels to go up. And that's what they built in that little, it would fit right in this spot here. Those same type of houses would fit right in this spot right here. And they're single family.
Okay, well, I think that's, to me, I think we're controlling that to a certain extent.
Right, if,
Either with our city codes or
Purchase agreement
I
or
hope the
develop.
developer would have some
Yeah.
wherewithal to match the houses.
that's all I want to do is what I hear you talk about. That's that it's there, that you can do that to make everybody happy.
So I would make a motion to present to council that we move city-owned properties to first step for EDA. And if you, Kurt, if you want to come up with a good wording for the motion, we can adopt that for, but I would say maybe let's aim for the January meeting. Unless there's something
December is too much.
yeah, unless there's something like pressing. January or February.
Oh, come on, you don't just wanna pile on everything in December?
So how about if I make a motion that we revisit this at, after speaking with city council, we revisit it at the,
We have one motion here.
Oh, yeah, so,
So I'll second that motion.
okay, I would be fine amending it to say that, Kurt, if you'd like to write a motion that we can present to council in January. One, we'll table it and
So I'll
so
bring
our
it back
next
to the
meeting.
December meeting or the January ED meeting, one of those
Yeah,
two.
put it, old
And
business,
then we can have the proper verbiage
correct.
for that. Okay.
If you have something to review with us on the 22nd, that'd be great, but that's not required.
Yeah, great. I
I guess it should be because we'll have,
think it's a step in the right direction for now.
Just
So,
curious, Adam and Ryland living over there, is the rest of the neighborhood aware of this
there's,
as an option
there's,
coming?
that's a
there's.
good question because, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's awareness that the city is looking at developing these lots or selling these lots. I would say it's split whether people want it or not, or want it to be green space or want it to be homes. So I think there is awareness, people are paying attention to it, and so as long as we're moving forward with clarity, that I think that they'll be they'll come and represent themselves in the way that they want to.
Does council want to sell land? Like, I imagine, I don't remember where it came from initially, but I imagine, well.
Haven't really talked about it, council.
Yeah, it's hard to
Council
force.
trying to do actions, not have discussions, but.
Yeah, I think of the city, like, does the city want to sell their land? I think of you. Do you, or are you the city council? Like, is there a desire to sell, develop, and then take that money? Is there a plan for the, there's, we make $350,000 or $400,000 off the River Park, 10 acres, is it earmarked for?
That's a discussion we have to have.
Whole nother, yeah. I'm just curious what the appetite is, because, and if I remember correctly, you talked about I don't think we have a ton of land, but I feel like there was 3 or 4 lots, maybe none as developable as this, but a few different lots that were city owned that because of the well and septic changed over became, why do we own this land, or what was that land for? Wasn't there a couple other spots in town, or a couple other?
Oh, across from the post office by the Alamo, we own that corner lot.
Yep.
To the north, and we also own one to the west too. It's a double lot. So we have 3 lots right now.
Yeah.
Besides the community center area.
Right. And we talked at one point in time anyway, about the heart of this, and this is a bigger picture conversation again, but the heart of the city of Orinoco, where's our gathering space gonna be in 10 or 20 years from now? Is it gonna be old Orinoco out here? Or is it gonna be up near 52 intersection with the newer development? Where's our hangout space? And I would think that it'd be nice to have that decision made before you make the decision of, do we want to sell this land or that land, or what do we want to acquire? I'm not saying we shouldn't sell the River Park, because even as a River Park guy, I feel like it's inevitable that that's going to be developed. I would much prefer it be pickleball courts or something else.
It's
Yeah, in 30 years from now you're building houses with different materials, and it would be, right. So anyway,
so part of our budget, we are looking at it's in our budget for 2026 is doing a survey of our current facilities, just what we have, life of that, and that's in the budget to do that by Carl Sanderson.
That will actually.
But it's all part of going forward, whether it's 1 to 5, 5 to 10 years, but there is a need to do a community building, public works,
Yeah.
fire hall.
I think that's where my thought process was.
Decision
I
has to be
didn't
made.
finish it, was, does the land sale proceeds go into an account to acquire other land that the city will need? Where else are you gonna need or want to have land?
You can go to parks, whatever the
Oh,
council
I'm sure,
decides.
plenty of, yeah. If we took a year off of raising our taxes, I'm sure everybody'd be happy as a clam and say, good job. Council.
If there's 8 units, we'll get, each lot would work, or they would collect about, $15,000 to $18,000 just on warranty, water and sewer assessments.
Sure, that's right.
So that's $140,000.
Yeah.
That would
Right
go
about
directly to our utility program and paying off
Nice.
sewer. That's good. So,
Good.
well, what the actual property selling, that hasn't been discussed, or we haven't really finalized if we're gonna go to 52. Jason would love to be out and about. Anyway, he's not gonna comment. So anyway, that decision has been made, but it is, we stay in downtown,
Yeah,
or you go out to purposely some land,
right. It'd be
because
fun
it
to
would
see.
make a pretty good sized space to do all that.
Right, the city stuff.
Technically, we can't make any kind of a judgment until there's a public hearing anyway on something like this.
Right.
I can say that the city doesn't want to mow it anymore.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, staff doesn't want it. We wanna.
Yes.
Said staff doesn't want to mow it anymore.
Yeah.
By the way,
Just like it's not-
free tax on it as a city? No.
To ourselves?
It's undeveloped, so it's probably
Yeah, they want-
increibly low property
Yeah.
taxes, undeveloped
We
drainage.
spend more maintaining it than we would on anything we pay for tax, just because the amount of mowing that has to be done.
you would pay or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll discuss that next month with the verbiage for the motion to go to January.
Yep.
That's the current motion on the table, I believe, so.
Is it premature to make a separate motion or a motion to go back to Majestic and ask them what they want to offer for the land there? Just to have if nothing else, have a number to base off of.
Yeah, they haven't offered anything.
That can be a separate
We just spoke
discussion.
introductory with them. Yeah.
Let's,
I don't think we need a vote on that.
I don't know, do we even need a motion right now?
No.
So I'll withdraw my motion and we'll move on.
Yeah.
So now Do you want to take over? Or you want me to continue?
Was it?
I'll continue. I got it.
Before we leave this, I'm just curious, I'm still the new guy and I'm very new to this. I don't know how this goes, but and what you've seen in other EDAs and with that neighborhood being a pretty solid percentage of the population likely of Orinoco, like would you ever send out a letter to all the residents of that neighborhood and kind of poll and is it that, is this, that's downstream
That's
from?
downstream,
Yeah.
but that will have to have, any kind of public hearing
Mhm.
will get mailed out to the immediate addresses. I don't know, what is it, like 200, 300 feet of the
Yes.
property?
350. I don't know, it's 350 feet. So everybody within 350 feet of this will get a letter of that public hearing date.
Mhm.
Codes like to say 500, but we can take care of that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think too that, to answer your question is, we could have a public information meeting now. And get all these ideas out there from dog park to green space to buildings or whatever. But the idea, I think, is to take this first approach of developing it. And then have a public information meeting after that. And just here's the pros and cons of doing this. Dog park it needs to be 2 miles away from somebody versus in the middle of the district there, so.
Yeah, it'd be a big dog park.
But I think there will be a public information meeting sometime this spring. When we start getting more data that we can share with the information and get some feedback.
Got it.
And we need to, part of our public information, here's what the funds could use for, we have an idea what it could be, but.
Yeah, that'll have to happen prior.
There's park equipment, I think, like park, there's public works.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. So
You know, from that.
not on that one. Now we're looking at moving the December meeting.
Sorry. I have,
22nd.
if we could do the 22nd at 5:30, would that be okay with you guys? I apologize. Again,
It might be a good thing moving in.
Open for me.
Set it on the 23rd currently, right?
yeah, it's getting pretty close to Christmas.
I'll make a motion to move it to Monday, December 22nd at 5:30.
I'll second that.
Well, thank you.
Are you gonna bring treats?
I'll bring Christmas cookies.
Christmas treats.
You want me to put it?
It's up to you, Kurt, but
I'll,
You want me to put
I just
it
gotta
in your
remember.
calendar, Ryland?
22nd at 5:30, and I will send out new emails. Yeah, so that'd be great, which leads to 6C. Sorry to move forward, but are we fine as an EDA having the meetings Tuesday at 6:30? My last 2 months have not been the best lead up to this, or last month and this coming month, but I'm fine, or would you rather move them
the
to?
date or time?
This is throughout the year. So like,
What's your request? To change?
well,
the
right
date
now,
or
we're
time?
Tuesdays at 6:30. If we could go at 5:30, if that would be, that's fine with me. If you can't go at 5:30, if you gotta go at 6:30, that's fine too.
I'd like to have Kathy and Jamie here.
Yeah, Kathy's out of town.
Jamie's sitting in there. funeral.
Maybe we can address it in December too.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send an email out.
Okay. Like
Just to ask for a consensus,
like a survey.
get some feedback from everybody and. I have no problem.
5:30, 6:30, 5:30, fine.
5:30 would work.
For me, whatever, but we can wait till the next thing and.
And Tuesdays are great. It was just these last two.
It's just a request for us, we wanna put out a year-long calendar.
Right, no, I understand that.
That shows all the meeting dates, so we're trying to get everybody's.
Yeah, I'll send an email next week. Okay, great.
So I was just looking at 2026 and there is no fourth week in October.
Oh, really? Well, we put it,
The first starts on a Tuesday and the 24th is the end of the. There's three Tuesdays.
okay.
There's
we
no
put it
fourth Tuesday.
The last Tuesday of October. We'd work it out.
And December's like that too. There's only three
31 days. and-
Mondays, I should say,
31 days in
in October and December.
3 Tuesdays.
What are you talking about?
Next year.
In October?
Yeah, there's the 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. Then with the sun.
It's 31 days. so I-
2026.
Yeah.
I can see February is 28.
Is there October leap year?
And there's four Tuesdays.
Looks like all months have
So
four.
like Ryland's on vacation the end of October.
What month were you looking at, Riley?
What day is it anyway? I gotta scroll up a little bit. Oh, where's that week?
It's the.
Was that all?
it's
Always there.
I think. Yeah, some will work for me at 5:30, some won't.
Oh,
Like,
this is
it's
Carl's first evening. I wonder if there's some, you're hexing me or something here, I can't.
That's what it is.
Scroll my calendar up here.
Bring the bad juju.
Nope.
Was that the last?
That was the last
That was the last meeting point?
just- That was the last meeting
I'll
point.
make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. All those in favor?
We didn't vote on. No, we're gonna send a survey out, that's right.
Yep.
Okay. Aye.
My motion stands.
Yes. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Make a 55-minute.
Yeah, no.
Ryland, these are the, Ryland,
And he talks to me.
Thanks for.
yeah, thanks for coming.